We are talking everything books with Audrey Chirenje in the studio this morning, and we are going to be discussing a book. We did have the author in the studio a few weeks ago, but we were just going to have a little bit of a, talk about school, talk about wanting to quit, wanting to not quit. We're going to discuss that in the book. Who does not want to quit school? Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning, Marisa, on this awesome Tuesday.
Yes, Choose to be Awesome Tuesday. Absolutely fantastic. Now listen, we sat down with Kudakwasheti Muganu when he came and we were discussing this book, Who Does Not Want to Quit School? And you've brought up an interesting topic. You're like, oh, did you ever have that notion in your mind, like one day I want to quit school? It was always the option of no. Because obviously my dad was not going to allow it. So there was just no way out. You just had to tug through it. But I do remember having moments where you're like, oh, can this be over? Can school just be over? And then when it is over, you're just thinking, I wish I was back in school. It's always that roller coaster, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm always amazed you were raised by your dad, same as me. I think I'm going to write a book to my dad.
Yeah.
Just to honor him and
That's
also
fantastic.
share to other people what it's like. And also it was never an option because my dad was so much the academic, But to your point, I think, there were some uncomfortable things about school. Like for me, I remember I changed schools. When you change a school, I think I did my ECD in the rural area, ECD before grade 1.
Yeah.
Then straight from there, you go to an A school.
Yeah.
And you've got white people there and your accent is just off
Different.
the mark. It was difficult.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, I was moved from there to a boarding school, a mission school. I had to change my accent again, So
did you actually change your accent on
you
purpose?
had to, because, because you're coming from an A school, you're going to speak like, and then the other kids, they'll be like, what the, we don't speak like this.
Yeah,
so you
they laugh at you.
You adapt and then you have to change. So I think there's that, because he talks about having an identity crisis. So it's actually real. And I don't think as parents, we actually acknowledge this pain that our kids go through. It is a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a problem. I've had instances as well in high school where I was bullied and everything, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, how do you then deal with this? And it turned me into a semi-bully as well, because I had to defend myself. Who was going to do it for me? Do you know what I mean? And I remember encouraging my son as well on the issue of bullying. And I'd say to him, if somebody bullies you, bully them back. That was always it.
Yeah, and some of it is so subtle, because I know, and I thank God that the modern schools have now embraced bullying as a problem, and they talk about it. But back in the day, there was that subtle bullying, and the nicknames and all that. It's really difficult. But one thing that I liked from my school years was they gave me the nickname, the English girl.
Oh, wow.
So now that, fast forward, I've actually embraced that, and I wish I had embraced it back then. Which talks about the points, the lessons from the book. He talks about, the title is very catchy and very, but he's just basically saying, education is important.
Yes.
We need to go to school. We need to have that formal education. And then you also have that education that you get along the way in your path. And also, education will never get out of style. That's one of the lessons. Education teaches us to be a problem solver, to read and write. These are very basic fundamentals. Yeah,
Absolutely right. Audrey, you're talking about education not ever getting out of style. Sorry, I'm just coughing. I think something was trying to trick me in my throat there. But we talk about school of life. Every single day is a lesson learned, I think, and you can never escape it. You're always learning something new every day. Our phones bring us new things. I remember when the whole ChatGPT came and, the Meta AI, and you're thinking, hey, I didn't use it for a while because I didn't understand it. And then start just learning about it. That's also education.
It is.
The simplest little things. So really, in life, you can't escape it.
No, you can't. And even this AI, we actually have to embrace it. I'll tell you a funny story. I was trying to convert something from English into Shona. I put it on the writers group. None of them could tell me what to say.
Oh, wow.
And then my daughter, she says, no, there's this AI called Gemini.
Yeah.
And we put it there, and it translated it into Shona, pure Shona.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh, my God, are you telling me that machines now know Shona
Your
more
language.
than us?
Yeah.
And then just a quote from the book, he says, life is hard, but life is harder when you're not educated. Yes.
And that is a true story. Education is really, really important. And this is just daily talk. Listen, Audrey, sometimes you don't have to sit and write an exam. This is just daily talk. Even between you and I, somebody's going to walk out of here with something, or both of us will, because we're educating ourselves within the knowledge that we're speaking and the experiences that we've been through as well. So, yeah. But how do you rate this book?
For me, it's an easy read, 51 pages. And it's a book I wish I'd had when I was in school, because it talks about the 10 commandments of a wise learner. I wish I'd learned this back in the day, because some of the geography and other things that I learned, I'm not even using it right now. But if I'd learned this, number 1, passion. Right. Number 2, self-discipline. Number 2, consistency. We start, but you need to be consistent in life. Humility, he's talking about it as a commandment. Gratitude, an attitude of gratitude. If you're not grateful for the little things, you can never be blessed with the big things, Appreciation, just to appreciate, whether it's your teacher, whether it's your colleague, whether it's your family. Confidence, just having that confidence. And time management, very basic, fundamental.
I think I still need to learn about that one. I'm still learning. Time management, wow.
We never stop learning in this journey called life. Then be a public speaker. I mean, look at you. I knew you when you were in the choir up there on the stage.
Yeah.
And then look at you. You speak. Now I've seen you speaking in functions. Yeah. You can actually make a career out of that. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying I wish I'd learned this. Then the number 10 for me was rest. Do you know rest is mentioned in the Bible over 67 times? But we don't talk more often about this critical aspect. So even for a student, you need to rest.
Yeah.
It's critical that you rest.
For your mind as well, to kind of just recoup. A lot goes on in our brains. We take in a lot.
Yes. Yeah. And I remember, back in boarding school, some people would wake up, burn the midnight, clock. Some would even take these funny little things just to stay awake. But I urge you students out there who are listening, you just need to rest and have your basic time management. Utilize the hours that you're given in a day for study. And lessons.
Absolutely. So I remember opening this book, and this equation hit me. It was E plus R equals C. So the E stands for event, the R stands for reaction, and the C stands for consequences. And this is a basic every single day equation that we need to. What happens in your life, how you react to it, is responsible for the consequence and the outcome. Other people say outcome instead of consequences. The outcome of what that situation will look like. Do you think that this is something that you are having a 10 out of 10 on, or?
But it's something that I've learned, because in effect it's real, So you also need to even control how you react to certain things. And like depression, they'll tell you that depression is your failure to adapt to your reality, So you need, this is very important, this equation that you're bringing out, Marisa. Very critical.
Very, very critical. And it's in this book. Audrey, where do we get this book?
So Kuda is on social media. He's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And let me just mention that his other book, he's an author of 2 books, Life Coach and a Feeder and Turner, which is more like engineering field. So he's also very book smart. And then his other book, The Power of Wisdom, was adopted by the Gauteng Education Board in South Africa, because it's based in South Africa. So I like South Africa that they embrace all these different books and put it part of their curriculum.
Yeah, their curriculum. And he's also spoken about it on a lot of television shows there and radio stations as well in South Africa. So that's always giving that mantra of flying our flag high.
Earlier on, you were talking with the crew about, just putting that flag up there high. Yeah. So the book is $10, Chete.
Right.
For now, you can get hold of him on his social media platforms, and he will hook you up a copy.
With a copy. So it's not in any of the bookstores
here. For now, not yet. But he's working on it.
Okay, good. Well done to Kuda Kwashe for writing this phenomenal book. Very educative, I must say. And we are in the School of Life. So thank you so much for giving us your piece of that. Audrey, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Marisa. Always a pleasure.
Always a great pleasure.